What is going on, everybody? My name is Corey, and we're back to having Zoom calls with your boy Cody.
Got that long distance relationship, boy.
He's not at the board. He is not at the board like I am. I don't know how he forgot about his logos. But nonetheless, we are gonna do a little rundown of where we think each team is going to end up record-wise at the end of the year. And once we say this, obviously, say we think the Bills are going to go 13 and what's 4 now, 13 and 4 now. That might change with our predictions, but nonetheless, I'm sure based on what we look at every week, it'll probably end up looking pretty close. I have the NFC up on the board right now. That's what we're going to start with, and then we'll cut into the AFC and knock that out today as well.
Yeah, like I said, I have the logos. I was in charge of the AFC, but unless you wanted to see me tape these logos on my board, be a real budget move.
Stayed on brand.
I spaced on gluing the magnets to my logo, so yeah, they wouldn't stay on the board.
So, like I said, I have NFC on the board in black. I already have written is what they did last year. Blue, as I write these up, are what I don't know if I'm going to write both of ours up there or if I'm just going to write mine. I'll try on the first one and we'll see what happens. But blue is what we are going to be predicting for the end of this year. You ready? You just want to jump right into it?
Get it, man.
All right. Starting off with the NFC North. Green Bay, Chicago, Vikings, Lions. This is always a pretty good division to watch. Last year they went 13-3. They did add Randall Cobb just to kind of ease Aaron Rodgers' mind in whether or not he was coming back or if he was really going to strive for some jeopardy. I have them going and still winning their division again this year, 15-2.
And I'll take 14-3 for 1,000, Alex.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think I'll write both of them up there. Huh?
We all know Green Bay is going to lead this division. The rest of these teams aren't shit, really. There's only one other playoff team. We'll get to them, but we all know the Packers are going to stay at the top of that pile.
Yeah. Moving on to your 8-8 Bears. Completely new quarterback world. Red Rider, Andy Dalton. Red Rider, Red Rifle. I don't know what to call him anymore. Andy Dalton and Justin Fields, who actually looks pretty good.
Justin Fields looks good, but the Bears did come out and say they are starting with Andy Dalton week 1. Yes. I'm sure that's going to change around week 3 or 4. And I did see today that they're actually predicting Justin Fields to win Rookie Offensive Player of the Year. I think that's a stretch. And I'm a huge fan of Justin Fields, obviously, but I just don't see him being Rookie of the Year. I don't see it. I have other players that I think are going to fill that role. Him obviously being a QB rookie. It looks most rookies of the year are QBs. They're just the main star of the team. They get the most shine. So, but I don't see Justin Fields being Rookie of the Year. I do see him being good and helping the Bears, but I don't see him being Rookie of the Year. I have Bears going 4-13 this year.
4-13 is what you stuttered out there?
Yep, 4-13.
I have them going. Oh, I was hard on the Bears. I have them going 2-15.
You were hard on a lot of teams, so
I was too.
We were making this out. Some teams didn't get a win until like week 6.
But yeah, I mean that is what it is. Went 8-8. I honestly think after looking over again, I honestly think they go 3. So that's what, 3-14. I think they literally split what me and you said. But yeah, moving on.
Still terrible. Okay.
Minnesota.
Offense either. That's the only problem for the Bears.
Minnesota Vikings. Another person I'm super hard on is Kirk Cousins. Went 7-9 last year. Didn't go too crazy in the offseason. I think I have them definitely improving at 11-6.
Damn, dude, it is improving. I thought I was doing them justice. I have them going 10-7. I just like the Vikings. I don't like them as a team. I just think the talent around the team is really good. Stephon Diggs is a no-brainer. Justin Jefferson's an amazing young player. They did release Griffin. I can't remember his last name. His first name, Dearnest. Is that it? DeForest, Dearnest, something, D something. But they did. They cut him so that they could shuffle some roster spots, and then they did re-sign him today. So they got that beast defensive end back. I think that was really important for them. I know Irv Smith, their tight end, did get injured. I think I seen today that he's going to be out from a 4 to 6 month timetable. Dang. So that really sucks for him, the tight end position. But we'll see. I don't have the roster on me right now, or I'd look up their backup. But
clearly, you don't have the roster because you said Stephon Diggs.
Oh Jesus, yeah. The white boy, Adam Thielen. My bad.
But yeah, 11-6, 10-7, definitely an upgrade from last year. Oh, yeah. Now, I think this next team is going to be interesting to watch. The Lions went 5-11 with Matt Stafford. They now have Jared Goff, who I don't think is better than Matt Stafford. Might be biased because I do like Stafford a lot. Liked him when he was on the Lions. I'm gonna love him now that he's with the Rams. But like I said, they went 5-11. I think they take a step back. They go 4-13.
2 steps back. I have them going 3-14 actually. I love Stafford too. I don't know why. It's the sidearm. He's always out there. I think one year he had a broken back, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Dude's a champ. And I think Goff and Stafford are the exact same people. One's just younger. I think Goff was inflated with the Rams because of who was around him. He has great receivers. He had great receivers with the Rams. Now Stafford's gonna have those weapons. Obviously, the weapons for the Lions aren't nearly as good. And I don't think Goff does any better because I think Stafford, the reason he had so many losses throughout those years, same with Calvin. Calvin, a legendary person, but the Bears, you can't make the Bears good. Now, wow, Jesus, I'm on a roll today. You can't make the Lions good. I don't know what it is. And it doesn't matter what mediocre quarterback you put in there, Jared Goff or Matt Stafford. I think Goff's still going to throw for over 3,500 yards, but it's the Lions. They're going 3-14.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's jump down to the South. Start off with the Saints. A lot has happened with the Saints this year and in this offseason.
Teams of the year, I really think. Aside from who were we just talking about? Houston with Deshaun Watson, but we'll get there. But yeah, huge question mark on the Saints.
Absolutely. Michael Thomas, I don't know if he said he's in, he's out. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't heard anything. They did name quarterback. Jameis Winston is their quarterback, starting quarterback anyway. But I think overall, this is you lost one of the best quarterbacks, one of the top quarterbacks in Drew Brees due to retirement. you're putting in Jameis Winston, just kind of rode the bench last year. I don't think it clicks for them this year. And then you take off, or you add the question mark for Michael Thomas. I think they go 10-7.
10-7. And I know before we did this, the news hasn't released, but they did actually place Michael Thomas on the PUP list. So he won't be able to come off of that list until after week 6 of the regular season. So I'm sorry.
They're screwed either way.
And I'm sorry, whoever fantasy owners drafted Michael Thomas high.
Yeah.
An insanely good talent when he's on the field, but when he's going to be missing 6 games, that's going to be bad news. Bad news Saints, not bad news Bears. I'm not making a mistake. For Jameis, no more Squinston. So Taysom Hill goes back to that double-edged weapon. I don't know what you want to call him when he's that backup role. I'm sure they'll have some packages for him, even if Jameis is healthy and everything. So Taysom will get to throw. He'll get to run. I'm sure he'll get to catch. Taysom will do what Taysom does. But I think Jameis Winston is the better thrower. And I have Saints going 9-8. If I could reevaluate after the Mike Thomas, I'd drop 1 or 2 wins because you can't throw the ball to Alvin Kamara every damn time.
Yeah.
I love it. Trust me. I would love 16 receptions every game. All right.
Moving on to your Super Bowl champions. Only won 11-5 last year from a Super Bowl team. Huh?
They got off to a rough start last year, but I think they got their bearings down, obviously. Proving that with the Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah, being a Super Bowl team, you just think that would be a little higher. 11-5. Really, not a whole lot has changed with this team.
Like almost nothing, dude. Their mission was to stay the exact same.
And that's what they did. I have them. Obviously, they're going to be one of the best teams again this year. I have them losing 1 game, and I don't know if it's chalked up to it's a team that overplays or they underplay to them or just, week 17 they're sitting people. I don't know yet. I have them going 16-1.
Oh, 16-1. See, even looking at this and talking through it, I would change this. I have Bucks going 15-2, but I would personally change it because thinking defenses in the league, the big defenses that you fear at the end of the season, when you're chanting defenses win Super Bowls, you notice those defenses of those teams don't pick up until around halfway through the year. So I would change this. I could see Bucks getting off to another slow start due to their defense. Obviously, their defense was the biggest juggernaut of the season, of the whole league. And with, I think, their defense going to be coming on slow again, maybe that's strategy, or maybe that's just them getting their turf legs back or something. Yeah. I don't know if it's the same as sea legs, but yeah, I have Bucks going 15-2. Like you said, obviously one of the best. It's hard not to pick them as another Super Bowl contender. Well, they are a Super Bowl contender. It's hard not to pick them as your Super Bowl
winner, the champ.
Yeah. But I have them going 15-2, like I said, for the 5th time now. But the more I say it, I do think they're going to get off to another slow start. But I'll stick with my 15-2 because I got pride.
Yeah, and just like we were talking about before, I mean, when we were doing the draft, we can highly anticipate these teams not actually going 16-1, just because some people do play down. Bad days do happen. You throw more picks than you should one day. Yeah, people play up, like you said. So we're not actually anticipating these to go 16-1 or even a 17-0 season. We're pretty much just saying, hey, we think they can beat these teams, and here's why. Moving on, Carolina Panthers, new QB at the helm. What is his name? Sam Darnold. I can never remember him. I do like watching him play. I think when he played for the Jets, he was just in a bad situation, and he does look better now. Obviously, you got Christian McCaffrey, healthy for now. Couple wins out of him. I'm sure he'll be back sitting on the bench. Love watching that dude as well. They went 5-11 last year. This year, after going through everything, I think they get a couple more wins with the new QB. Good running back situation. I'm saying 8-9. So not too crazy, but they do improve.
Yeah, doing Darnold some justice. I actually have Panthers going 5-12. I think it's just the same with the Saints right now. Without Mike Thomas, you can't throw every ball to Christian McCaffrey. So I think that's the biggest thing. And like you said, I do like Sam Darnold. And if anyone plays for the Jets, they're in a bad situation. So I mean, I took Zach Wilson. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year. But that doesn't mean I think wins are going to be the result of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like Arnold. I think he's going to be a better quarterback than what they had.
Absolutely. Panthers do have the 26th hardest schedule too, so that works in their favor by far.
So actually, I have them taking a step down. I have them going 5-12, so they're just going to get one more loss with the added game. Sorry, guys.
Falcons did terrible. I have them just by looking at the schedule. I put a ton of faith. Well, I shouldn't say a ton. I started to put a ton of faith, and then after weeks 7 and 8 and so on, they looked bad. Like I said, 4-12. I think I had them going 5-12. So they get a win.
Right. Yeah, you got trusty old noodle arm Matt Ryan out there, going to be slinging it as always.
But you lost a lot too this year.
Oh, they lost a lot. They lost their number one receiver, obviously Julio Jones going to the Titans. But that frees up a lot of receptions for Calvin Ridley. Who's their number 2 on Falcons? I can't even think of it.
I would assume Russell Gage is number 2.
Yeah. But on the catching reception wise, I think that's going to be filled in by Kyle Pitts, the amazing tight end rookie. They said he's going to be all over on formation. So they have big plans for this tight end. He's quick, very quick. Watching the preseason, he doesn't move like a tight end at all. Most tight ends catch it and they take about 3 seconds to even get moving again. Yeah. This dude covers ground quick. I have him going 4-13. So another team just adding another loss to the extra game.
No faith in old noodle arm.
I have faith in noodle arm. Trust me. I love talking shit because I have friends that are Falcons fans, but I called him trusty. You don't call trusty people that are terrible. You don't call people that are terrible. This defense that really concerns me. I don't think scoring is their problem. They still got Young Ho Koo at kicker, so even if they can't score a touchdown, odds are they're going to get 3 points.
Yeah.
But their defense, you can't stop the bleeding. You're not going to be able to win. So that's where I rated them so bad, and that's I believe the result from their previous failed seasons.
Another, just like the Panthers, another good thing for them is they do have one of the easier schedules, ranked 30. So that's what the third easiest schedule in the NFL. So I'm just hoping that translates to one more win for them. I don't think they do much. But that was the South. Let's go ahead and move up to the East, NFC least, if you will. This looks completely different from what I predicted last year. Last year, I knew once Dak went down that Washington was winning this division hands down. I shouldn't say hands down because it is that division, but at least they've won that division. They did. Nobody else matters. Can't get over 5 wins anyway. Whatever. 6 wins, sorry. But Washington did go 7-9. They do have the boy Fitzmagic at the helm. A great defense, like you kept saying. But I did not put a ton of faith in them. I think they finished second in this division, going 9-8,
which is still good for Washington. I mean, you're improving. I think that team in general is just improving. They have one of the best pass rushers, young pass rushers in the league, in Chase Young. I think they get a little bit better with Fitzmagic at the helm, but in all of Fitzmagic's career, it's been QB shuffling. You know, he'll play for a couple games. They'll bring out another guy to see if he's going to do any better. I think it's going to be the same, unfortunately, for Fitzmagic. But I also I'm really high on the Washington due to defense.
Yeah, you were.
I have them going 12-5, winning the division for sure. I have a huge hard on for a Chase Young. Obviously, any OSU alum, I'm just gonna love. 5-12 behind Fitzmagic. They got Scary Terry. They're gonna be the better ones in this division. And I know Washington, New York, and Cowboys last year. Washington got into the playoffs with 7-9. You never like to say it unless you're a Washington fan, but that's what sucks because these three teams last year, it came down to the final games of the season, who was winning, who was losing. Giants could have gotten that playoff position.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like that this year. I think there's a sure leader and a sure second, and then the other two teams are the drop-offs. I'm sure you can guess which ones I'm talking about.
That was your leader. We'll get to mine shortly. Which is not the Jets or the Giants. Sorry, ain't the Jets either. They went 6-10. Like you said, close division last year, but they play terribly. What is his name? Daniel Jones. He's just, and I said this in I don't even know what it was. It might have been a budget news video. But to me, he's just kind of like a filler quarterback. He's good enough to keep his job. And for some reason, they ain't looking for anyone better.
Well, look what they did with Eli. I get Eli won 2 Super Bowls. I got all respect for Eli. But you have to admit he's not the best thrower of the football coming from the Manning family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see New York just being okay with having a subpar.
Subpar, yeah.
And I think they literally drafted Daniel Jones because he looks like Eli. He has that dumb open mouth, just stare off into nothing look that he always has. He's clumsy like Eli. He fell on he could have had a 72-yard QB rushing touchdown, but he just fell and tripped over his own shoelaces that were tied. So, yeah, I don't think Daniel Jones is going to do too much for this team. And it's, again, to where you can't put everything on the running back. Saquon's going to blow a quad eventually.
3 games in, I mean, he's carrying the team. That team gets heavy.
Size, but he can't carry a whole damn team. So I do have Giants going 5-12. Less than they did. Ultimately, still being out of the playoffs and irrelevant.
Yeah, I was a little bit harder on him just because what you said. Saquon can't carry the team. And there's just not enough talent around Saquon and Daniel Jones, what talent he does have, to go anywhere with it. I put them at 4-13. Let's move on to Dallas. And this is the team that I was talking about winning this division. I think they're going to do great. I knew once Dak went down, this team was done, and I was fighting tooth and nail. One of my buddies that I work with, when Dak went down, he was asking for more money. Said, nope, wouldn't get it. I said, I guarantee you this team sucks this year, and he gets paid. Whether he's in a boot, a leg cast, he could be a full body cast. Dude would have still got his money. And that's exactly what happened. With Dak, this team is phenomenal. With Dak, Pittsburgh wouldn't have won that game. Not a chance. With Dak, I'm saying they go 12-5. They win this division.
I have Cowboys going 10-5 this year, coming in second. I love Dak. I love Zeke. I love Pollard. This team can be good. Like you said, with Dak, I think Dak has said he needed 2 ankle surgeries. I'm not caught up on Hard Knocks. I wish I was, but I'm not. I think he needed 2 surgeries for that that ankle break he had. Jesus. But ultimately, I think, again, the egos get to him a little bit. I think they have their own agendas within it. And I think that gets in the way a little bit. Going 10-5, still really good. Still could possibly squeeze into the playoffs depending on teams, wild card teams throughout the rest of the league. But I have them going 10-5 at the moment.
And their defense isn't terrible. I mean, they've shown that time and time again.
It's
not terrible.
They just got to show up and actually fucking play.
Absolutely. But yeah, 12-5 for me, 10-5 from Cody.
Oh, and before I just wanted to add this: Cam Newton did get cut. That's probably the biggest news anyone's been hearing about for the past 2 days. I did hear Cowboys were just going to do their due diligence on looking at Cam as a backup because obviously Cooper Rush, nobody wants him as a backup. The Cowboys said they're set with having him as a backup, but you know damn well they're not. They're just saying that to instill some confidence because there's nobody else out there.
And the low light of this division, I think.
The low light of the league.
They went 4-12. And amazingly, not the low light of the league. There were teams that did a little better or a little worse. Sorry.
Oh yeah. I hate watching Philly play though. I can't stand watching them play.
4-11 last year. I don't know if it was because I was hard on them or if looking at the schedule made me realize this team is going to take a minute to get put together. I think the best part of this team is their running backs, Miles Sanders, and Boston Scott. Aside from that, I think this team is going to take a minute to gel. I have them going 1. It says 1-6. Maybe they forfeit and quit halfway through the season, but 1-16.
Yeah, I have them going 3-14 actually, which is surprising to me still. They have Jalen Hurts. He's going to be leading the helm. I don't know if the Eagles themselves are sold on Hurts. I know he filled in good last year when Wentz was injured. I personally liked him even in college. They did sign Gardner Minshew when he got cut from the Jags, so
I do like that one.
Take a step back, Flacco. He's now 3rd. He won't be used at all. Unfortunate for Flacco. You just get that money on the bench, boy. Yeah,
ain't no shame in that. I'd do it.
Ertz, Dallas Goedert. They got tight ends. Zach Ertz last year, and we talked about this in our previous video. Zach Ertz can be one of the top tight ends in the league. He has 1 more year on his contract, and the beef between him and Philadelphia is apparently settled from what he said. They put it all behind him. He just wants to finish out his career in Philly. And I think just by him saying that instills a little bit of confidence I have in him that he's going to want to do something for what he might be planning for his final season with Philadelphia or with football in general. So I'm hoping Dallas, Jesus. I'm hoping Zach Ertz steps it up a little bit just for his sake.
Yeah, I agree. Seahawks. Let's talk Seattle. Went 12-4. Where are they on the list? They are tied for the 11th spot for the toughest schedule. Seattle, Chiefs, and that's it. Seattle and Chiefs are tied for the schedule toughness. 12-4 last year. Nothing, just like Tampa Bay, nothing big has changed. I know off season there was a bunch of will Russell Wilson still be around, but aside from that, same running core. Obviously, you kept the same receivers in DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, tight ends. I could never have told you who played tight ends for that team.
They still have Jimmy Graham.
Oh, do they?
I'm going to go and look it up. But
I thought it was Swain. Freddie Swain? I don't remember. Jeff? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is Geoff Swain.
But yeah, like I said, they went 12-4.
Way off, dude. Freddie Swain is actually listed as a wide receiver. They actually got Gerald Everett in at tight end right now.
Oh, Gerald Everett.
I literally heard something today about Jimmy Graham. I'm wondering where he is.
I have them taking just a slight step back, going 11-6 this year. Pretty much the same as last year. I just don't see any difference in what they're going to be doing. Oh, I wrote that way big.
He's actually with the Bears. Jimmy Graham's with the Bears.
Oh, I was going to say, I
don't know why I said Seattle, but for some reason I was like, he's got to be with Seattle. But no. Seattle actually have going 12-5 this year. There was a little bit of back and forth between Russ and the front office as soon as the season ended, but the fire was put out relatively quickly compared to the Aaron saga, the AA saga. So, I mean, either it got cleared or no one cared pretty quick. But they seem to be on good terms, and he's going to be swinging the ball regularly for that team. Hopefully he doesn't have to run for his life again.
So yeah, 11-6, 12-5, pretty much, just status quo for Seattle.
Right.
These next two teams, I think, are going to look very differently. Rams went 10-6 last year. Rams have the 10th hardest schedule. A ton of different moves here, and I like every one of them. You got Matt Stafford at the helm. Newly acquired Sony Michel in the backfield. They've always had good receivers. Aaron Donald. I mean, I should have started with that and ended with that.
All right.
So 10-6, I have them putting up, and I just talked very highly of them. I have them going 9-8, and the schedule plays a ton in that.
Yeah, I have them going 9-8 as well. Just like you mentioned, they have one of the best pass rushers in the league, Aaron Donald, fucking Hulk himself. The current day Lou Ferrigno. But they, as a whole, in general, the Rams do have one of the better defenses in the entire league. I think that's going to result for a decent amount of wins. But the whole team in general, we already talked about it. Matt Stafford's going to be slinging the ball to Robert Woods. Cooper Kupp has better weapons, better weapons at running back as well. So if I could redo this, I probably would bump them up 1 or 2 wins. I would just have to see which opponents I would change my losses from. But 9-8 still good for the Rams with a brand new quarterback. Let's get on with the Cardinals.
Absolutely. Cardinals, 500 last year, 8-8. This team changes every year. Kyler Murray, I think he's a great quarterback, mobile, little dude, but it doesn't seem to affect him much. Can scramble, can throw well on the run. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins. The only thing I didn't like was Larry Fitzgerald was kind of questioning whether or not he still wanted to play. And obviously, dude's been in the league forever. So you kind of expect that. If he plays, Larry Fitzgerald, J.J. Watt. You now have James Conner as your second back. This team is just super well-rounded. Like I said, I thought very highly of them and their schedule, which they are tied for 13th. I picked them to go 14-3. If I had to change it, I'd only knock them down, maybe 1 or 2 wins. But based off of what I have here, I put them as the top dogs for this division at 14-3.
I have them going 14-3 as well. I just think Kyler Murray takes a huge step, as if he wasn't already obviously insanely talented. I just think he's going to start flowing hell of a lot more. Who's their number 1 running back for some reason? I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, yeah, because Kenyon.
When I seen the signing, I thought James Conner was going to step in and fill number 1.
Honestly, I don't remember. Because Kenyon Drake ain't there. He hasn't been there for a little while. You might be right. Just because I don't have it in front of me.
Oh, Chase Edmonds, my bad.
Chase Edmonds, yes. The only dude who's been there longer than every other running back.
Yeah, I know. He's been there for years. David Johnson saga and everything.
But, I mean, talent-wise, yes, he's been there longer. They put up, Edmonds and Connor, put up roughly about the same amount of numbers.
It'll be a timeshare, I'm sure, which is not a bad timeshare. 2 running backs that are good. Could be 1,000-yard receivers if they get the burn. Arizona is going to be the top dogs, and I think that's one of the biggest teams this year that makes a huge turn for the better. I see Arizona Nuke and Kyler Murray. I think that's one of the best duos, quarterback, wide receiver hookup, comparable to Aaron and Devonta Adams.
Yeah.
I think they're going to
Let's go ahead and knock off this AFC division. San Francisco 49ers, they got their quarterback back, Jimmy G. But the question in my head is, for how long? But the rest of the squad, you don't really worry about. They have a good running back core. Receivers are all crazy. They're the only team that knows how to use a fullback when they have one. Went 6-10 last year. I think they take a little step up. Not much. I'm saying 8-9.
8-9. I have them actually going the same exact thing too. Oh, 9-8. My bad. I have them going 9-8, tying with the Rams for this one. Yeah, I know Trey Lance. He's going to start eventually. I know he's injured starting the season. I don't know how long. I know it's not. Oh, he has a chipped finger on his throwing arm. They said he's going to be back right away. I just don't see where you have a portion of your bone missing on your most important body part as a quarterback and going to be back right away. But it doesn't matter. I think if anything, this just gives the coaching staff an easier job. Instead of having to say, who do we go with? We go with Jimmy G until he does his usual not being very impressive stints and he gets benched for Trey Lance. I think it'll be like a Mac Jones type thing.
Yeah, later in the year I can see that. Absolutely. But yeah, I think the West is definitely going to be the division to watch in the NFC.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, you got your top dogs with the Bucks. But yeah, I mean, everything else, you can kind of talk yourself into anything, really.
Oh, I did want to mention on the 49ers real fast. It doesn't. I don't think it matters who's quarterbacking this team. They've shown in the past they can run with anybody. Anybody.
Yeah.
They still got Raheem Mostert. He's one of the quicker guys in the league. He did great last year behind. I'm drawing so many blanks on so many people today. He was number 2 last year, getting the start occasionally due to the injured. I can't think of his damn name, but I'm gonna blank.
Insert name here because I
Yeah,
can't.
it'll come to me randomly throughout this video, and I'll just start shouting it. They did draft Trey Sermon from OSU to be their main number 1 backup. And like I said, I just don't think it matters. This team knows how to run the ball so damn good. It's not going to matter. Obviously, George Kittle, they got the best fullback in the league with Kyle Juszczyk, just an extra blocker, essentially. It's their wide receivers and quarterback that scares me, with Brandon Ayuk as number 1, Mohamed Sanu, Jalen Hurd. Deebo Samuel is number 1. Brandon Ayuk, 2. I just don't think it's not enough power between quarterback and wide receivers to really be a force to be reckoned with offensively. We obviously know they have a damn good defense with Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, and shit like that, but it's the 49ers. I don't see them doing too much. They had their Super Bowl shine. Now it's over.
Yeah, you give them another 15 years, they'll have another one.
It'll be quite a few years before they come back.
But anyways, that was the NFC. We are going to do a part 2. Obviously covering the AFC because this took a little bit longer than I had anticipated. But once you watch this one, go check that one out. My name was Corey. What?
I was going to say real fast, I just want to know the leaders we have for each division. Then we'll close.
Leaders. Obviously. Here, I'll circle them. That way I can see them on here too. Obviously, Green Bay. Whoa. Let's see here. Obviously, Bucks.
Yeah, I think those two are pretty cut and clear, obvious. You have Cowboys leading. I have Washington.
Yep.
But I think those could go either way. Obviously, there's a couple swing games due to injuries and unforeseen.
And we both have the Cards leading this division, with Seahawks coming in a very close second. So that'll be a good fight.
Yeah,
but yeah,
predictions doesn't sound like we're too dumb.
It doesn't sound like it, but
too many people make all crazy for my Washington prediction, but I'm telling you.
We'll look back at these and be like, "Oh God, why did I pick them?"
Doing this every time Corey was like Washington loss, and I'd be like win. He'd be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, man, they got a great defense with every time.
That's all I kept preaching too. That's all I kept preaching was like, dude, their defense is fucking baller, bro. They're gonna get to the ball faster than anybody. Like,
but yeah, like I was saying before he interrupted and wanted leaders. My name is Corey. That's Cody on the Zoom call. Stick around. Click on the part 2 video for the AFC. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We're Ballers on a Budget. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.